What's up everyone? Today we are playing Teysa Karlov, Sacrifice Triggers, because Teysa is a 4 mana, 2/4 legendary creature human advisor and that has, if a creature dying causes a trigger ability of a permanent we control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. It also has a sneaky static ability that says creature tokens you control have vigilance and lifelink, but that rarely is important. But the main thing with Teysa Karlov is that we are going to fill our deck with death triggers and hopefully start to doubling up. And we don't mind our creatures dying because that's exactly what we're trying to do. So on the 1 mana slot we have the Garrison Cat that when dies creates a 1/1 human soldier creature token. We have the Hunted Witness that does the same thing, Swords for removal. Cursebound Witch, when this dies we can draft a card from their spellbook. Dark Ritual to accelerate mana, Eaten Alive to sacrifice our things, but also removal. Grisly Sigil, it's another addition from Streets of New Capenna. This allows us to kill things, sacrificing our creatures. Shambling Ghast has a very nice sacrifice payoff. Spark Harvest as well, destroys a creature or a planeswalker, which could be relevant by sacrificing a creature from ours. Thoughtseize for Disruption, Village Rite to sacrifice our creatures and draw cards. Warlock class is one of the best cards in the deck. If you take it to level 3, then the opponent will lose life at the end of turn equal to the life that they lost, so it also is a source of card advantage with the level 2. In the 2 mana slot we have the Shieldmate to make tokens, the Martyr of Dusk to make tokens on death, the Blood Artist to take advantage of all these death triggers and try to stack up drain triggers for the opponent. Deadly Dispute to sacrifice our creatures and draw cards. Doom Decentered, we can sacrifice to make a 2/2. Guildsworn Prowler from Baldur's Gate, that when it dies, if it wasn't blocking, we can draw a card. Heartless Act for removal, Infernal Grasp for removal. Occultist, when this dies, we can draw a card, lose a life. Enforcers, make tokens, afterlife tokens. Plunder Forbidden, we can sacrifice one or multiple tokens or creatures, and we will draw cards out of that. Priest of Forgotten Gods, this allows us to sacrifice 2 creatures and then we can make an opponent lose to life, sack a creature, and we add 2 black mana and draw a card. Tenacious Underdog, we can sacrifice this and recast it from our graveyard as many times as we want. Sander's Wake is a new addition from Alchemy 22 that is an enchantment that when a creature we control dies, we draft a card from the spellbook and it does so many creatures that we can draw. So anytime that we sacrifice or anytime that a creature of ours dies, we can replace it with a creature in our hand. So this is an amazing value engine for us. There's a Cruel Celebrant also for stacking up death triggers and draining the opponent. This Spark for more removal. Fleshtaker is a sacrifice outlet that can help us gain life, Scry, and it can grow itself every time that we sacrifice something. Oligarch has Afterlife, so it creates tokens. Rite of Oblivion, another removal spell that allows us to sacrifice permanents. Banish Inverse for more removal. Arcane Signet, Cold Steel Heart for acceleration of mana. Perilous Mirror for draining the opponent, or pinging the opponent for 2. Mikud Massacre to mass removal. Vanishing Light for a little bit of alternative removal. Ministrant of Obligation makes 2 tokens on death. Bastion of Remembrance creates a 1/1 creature token and also drains the opponent, like a Blood Artist effect. Black Market Connection, this is a new all-star from Baldur's Gate, allows us to pay life to either create treasures or draw cards and create 3/2 colorless shapeshifters on the upkeep trigger. Then we have Fellstinger to also exploit creatures of us and draw 2 cards. Midnight Reaper also takes advantage of creatures of ourselves dying. Opportunist as well, so these are our card draw engines. Black Predation for MDFCs and Disruption. There's a Sanguine Breaststroke, so this is cheating. It's the second copy of Blood Artist, but this comes from Alchemy. Luminous Bloodbath, because if we can stick this and sacrifice our things or have our creatures die, then they will come back as flyers, so we can reuse them. Falcon Wrath Noble to continue the drain on the direct triggers. Vindictive Vampire as well. Body Launderer from Streets of New Capenna when this dies. And another, first, when another non-token creature we control dies, this connives. But when this dies, we can return another non-rogue creature card with equal or lesser power from our graveyard to the battlefield. Hagra Molding for removal. Yawgmoth is a sacrifice outlet. It allows us to draw a card, put -1/-1 counters on opponent creatures. So this is one of our best cards in the deck. We have the Seraph of the Scales, which has Afterlife 2 and can create tokens on death. Kaya's Wrath to, basically wrath the board. Doomscar to do the same. Yunji, that when dies we can go make opponent discard 2 cards and lose 2 life. And we can also bring back a non-dragon creature token from any graveyard under our control. We have Lolth, we all know what this does. We have Lisa, that makes that whenever another non-token creature we control dies, we return that card to our hand. So this is another very good way to bring back again the creatures that we sacrifice to our hand. And in the last slot we have Liliana, that allows us to create zombies, sacrifice creatures, just draw cards, very efficient. On the inversion, and the Vanquish the Horde. In the mana base, a bunch of dual lands and a bunch of plains and a bunch of swamps and some utility lands. We have Castle Ardenvale, we have Cave of the Frost Dragon, Aiganjo, we have Bojuka Bog, Castle Lockwayne, Hive of the Eye Tyrant, Takenuma, and Ifnir Deadlands. Those are the utility lands. And this is the deck. So we're going to see how this deck matches up in the historic Brawl format. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, hitting the like button. Let's go into the games. Alright, let's battle against Ayara, mono black. Probably similar strategies, but hopefully we can do that better. So we have 2 lands in hand, but we have a very good hand if we draw the 3rd land. So let's hope for the 3rd land. We can go Scour Barrens, and next turn we can play the Oligarch or the Warlock class if we needed to dig deep for a land. So yes. This can dig when you take up the level to level 2. This has Afterlife, which we can sacrifice to Village Rite if we needed to. Have the Seraph of the Scales. Black Market Connection, nice addition from Baldur's Gate, which is mostly an improvement over Phyrexian Arena, although you will be paying more life if you want to draw cards. But very, very nice addition, especially for Commander, where you start with 40. Historic Brawl, you start at 25, that's okay, but for Commander it's bonkers. Waiting for the opponent to decide to play, and there they go. So Scour Barrens, gain a life, pass. Swamp. Alright, there's the 2nd land, the 3rd land. So we can play the plains and go for an Imperious Oligarch. So then we can play Black Market Connections and go from there. At least start making treasures, but we can draw cards too. Opponent taking their time, thinking, why do we have all this removal? They want their things dead. There's another land for us, and let's go Black Market Connections and attack. Let's see the power of this card. I think we wanna go all the modes, basically. There's Ayara. There's a very nice removal spell for Ayara. We will do everything. Let's pay 6 life. Alright, so how do we want to do this? We could go... I think there's a nice thing that we could do here. Let's go Teysa. And Spark Harvest. Sacrificing a creature. We will kill Ayara, sacrifice the Oligarch, and get 2 tokens. With flying. And they scoop it up. Yep, that was a victory for Black Market Connections. Very nice. On to the next one. Battling against Timur Omnath. This is the Omnath that pings. Opponent goes first. We are again with a hand of 2 lands, but we have Warlock class one more time. So we might give it a try. Start by playing Cave. There's our 3rd land. Cave of the Frost Dragon. And now we can go play Priest. There's an Explorer, opponent with a ramp. And an Enganjo, we can go Swamp and play the Priest. So next turn we can Despark if they play Omnath. We can also Warlock class, trying to get to our payoffs. Alright, yeah, looks like, alright, Azusa, so when I'm going to play how many lands? Oh, Jesus. Azusa doing Azusa things. Not very good for us. Okay. So here we could try disrupt their hand to see what they are setting up for. Maybe something really big. And I think I like the play. So let's put this on black and let's predation them. See if it's just another land. Teysa. Alright. Well, they just have a Teysa. They're going to play Omnath here and ping us. Sack the Terramorphic Expand. Put a counter on Omnath. And pass. What do we do now? We can discard the Omnath, play the Warlock class. But I think I also I like to... Now let's do that. Let's just discard Omnath. Play Warlock class. And pass. No point in killing Azusa. Azusa has done its thing. Yeah, so we're trying to get to Liliana on time. There's a Yara. Well, we have to kill that. Alright, there's a Grisly Sigil. We can play Ganjo. Level up Warlock class. See what we find with Warlock class. There's an Infernal Grasp that we want. Yep. And then we can Infernal Grasp Shaya, losing 2 life in the process. They will sacrifice that. Ramp. We're just holding. We are just holding. And no attacks. We ping you for 1 opponents, so you're 24. Azusa attacks us. We will block. No, not block, because they want to ping us with the Omnath. Yep, Omnath comes down again. There he is. Will ping us. They have a land in hand. They don't. We have a Garrison Cat. Can use the Garrison Cat to sacrifice, killing Omnath with the Grisly Sigil. So we will go Grisly Sigil with Casualty. Okay. Targeting Omnath, sacrificing the Garrison Cat. And getting a 1/1. They have Veil of Summer. Alright, that was the draw. Pretty good. Casualty 1. Submit 0. We'll have to kill that the next turn. Alright, so we don't attack now. Ping them for 1. What's next? Cards, Temporal Sundering, yeah. This is looking over. I will see. You can always get to Liliana. Play another land. Take up Omnath again. We need a land. We need also to kill Omnath. And a Hydra, yup. Now we need a board wipe. And they're drawing multiple cards, so unless we top deck a board wipe, we can consider this one done. Leafkin Druid. And we won't block. And a Seraph of Scales, that is not what we want to see. So let's see, we do this, we kill that, we sacrifice. I mean, we'll do it. We will eat an alive, sacrificing a creature, kill the Hydra, sacrifice this, and then we can use a priest to maybe draw into something. Another removal spell would be good. So we have Afterlife 2. And they have the Tail's End. Yep, they could use that, so we can sit here. Alright, got run over by that. Go to the next one. Versus Angels, but that is the Zavara. So they are trying to play small flyers and ramp, quote unquote, into Zafara. We go first. We have the black macro connections again. We have Doomscar, which is pretty good in this setup. Midfield Massacre, so I like very much this hand. Let's keep this. Play a swamp, start with Warlock class. And next turn we can foretell a Doomscar. Next turn we can deal with their little creatures. Foretell a Doomscar. Opponent presumably going to start playing multiple small creatures. Well, Arcane Signet comes first. We draw planes. We can start getting things from the black market. Continue to test this card for Historic Brawl. There's a Cosmos Elixir. Right, they scry and gain 2 life. So we are both setting up for good turns. I'm not afraid of taking 6 here, so let's do everything. Draw another card. Play the Swamp. And we could play the Seraph of the Scales. Let's just do that. And pass the turn. They will draw a card from the Cosmos Elixir at the end of their turn, but that's okay. They're still setting up with Strixhaven Stadium. Yeah, there's signal that they play small flyers to quickly cast Zafara. They will draw a card here. But now I think we're going to have a very good turn. We still draw lands. We will do the 3 things again. Deadly Dispute is good. We will draw planes, and we can now go into attacks. Attack our opponent for 7. Now to 20. That triggers Strixhaven Stadium, and we can go Teysa, And we can then pass a turn, hold up Deadly Dispute to draw more cards. Elite Spellbinder is good, so we will do this right now. We will Deadly Dispute, auto-paying, sacrificing the Seraph of the Scales to get 4 flyers. There's our flyers. We will draw 2 cards. Plum the Forbidden is very nice. Let's see what they want to target with Elite Spellbinder. But yeah. And I think next turn we are going to Warlock class. Try to take it to the highest level, because they will lose life equal to the life they lose in a turn if we get to the last level. So that could help us close the game. There's a Hang Executioner, and they are 1 flyer away for being able to do that. I think that we want to just create a treasure. Take 1. Grizzly Sigil is great to just get rid of 2 small critters. So let's just level up this. Setting up for next turn, we can take Cruel Celebrant, which is very good in this scenario. We will also play the Cruel Celebrant. And we will also cast a Grizzly Sigil with Casualty. We will target the Elite Spellbinder, and they scoop it up. Yep. Really good performance from us. Pretty good. And we are going against Minsk and Boo. It looks like in every video there's a Minsk and Boo game, but it's a very popular commander for now. So we could go turn 2 Body Launderer, huh? Let's keep this here on the play. We can put this on white. Yeah, let's put this on white. Scry. Searching for, well, more removal. I think it's nice. We're going to need lands, but let's keep the Heartless Act. Opponent with a Tenacious Pop. Draw the Heartless Act. We can play the Death Toucher, but we could also deal with that if we wanted to. Let's play the Swamp. And what does this do? Gain life when it casts a nice creature spell. The creature enters additional +1/+1 counter, trample, and vigilance. That's very good. So I think we will just execute our game plan, which was playing the Body Launderer. 3/3 Death Touch. Not bad. Can start removing their things and attacking. So Destiny Spinner, we can kill that. That's okay. As an Undoing Version, we will play it as a land, and we will Source of Plowshares the Destiny Spinner, and we will start attacking with a Body Launderer. So next turn we can go Teysa or removal, depending on what they play. It's a Mind Stone, and into the north to ramp. So next turn Minsk is coming up, so we better hold up Heartless Act for when they target the hamster with the ability. So let's first auto attacks, keep attacking with our 3/3. They will take the damage. We play Godless Shrine. Untap, play the Tenacious Underdog, and hold up Heartless Act. So if they play Minsk and Boo, and when they create the hamster, they will presumably take up to put the counters on it, and before they do that, we will destroy it with the Heartless Act. Otherwise, we cannot do it because it's going to have the counters. So yeah, have to play around that. Alright, Healhark. That's something that we can banish in light, so... yeah, but the thing is, we need to draw a land to also hold up the Heartless Act next turn. I hope to do that. Oh, an untap land. Untap land it is. Alright, so... still do this. Play that. Play the Banishing Light. Get the Healhark. They may put it back into their library, which they do, and we now attack. But now the hamster can come down, and we don't have a way to kill it. Here comes a Glorybringer, gonna destroy our Bodylander. We cannot take advantage of the trigger. And now what? Well, we can do Teysa Karlov holding up Heartless Act, attack for 3. Let's see. We might have to kill the Glorybringer. An Archamancer. They're targeting Teysa. That's alright. 5 damage to the Planeswalker. We'll take action. What is this? Oh, remove perpetual effects. Get it back, and we have to kill the Glorybringer now. Yeah, we're not doing good just because the Minsk and Boo is very good in this scenario for them. So let's see, let's attack them for 3 if they want to kill the underdog. Well, it will get exiled. That trigger, that permanent effect is a little tricky. What do we want to do? Is that a good card? I think it might be. Don't know if we need Teysa for anything. So let's Thought System. See if we can take that last card. It's a Verger's Gearhulk. Alright. And yeah, now comes Minsk and the Healhark. Yep. Not much we can do here. And a Plains, and we can call it a day. They will play these, they will put the counters. The following turn they will take down and just draw too many cards. We don't have to play these through. Scoop it up. Going up against the Hourglass Coven. This is the new hotness in mono black. Luckily we have some removal and some board wipes for that. If you don't know this is going to draft 2. Well, like, yeah, they're going to draft twice from their spellbook, and these are very good warlocks that each have different effects, and they stack the 3 together, and it's really painful. So we better prepare for that. It's a 6-drop, so it takes a minute to get there, but it looks fun. But it's an alchemy card. Most people don't like that. We will play with this eventually, just because I have the complete setup for this type of decks. Don't need to craft anything. So this creates tokens, this one mills, this one scries, then they have gives word to the warlocks, they give menace, drain, discard, so many of them. Alright. Opponent consuming their entire clock. Plays a swamp. We play a swamp. And they scoop. Alright. Well, we leave it here. I think we got 3 victories and 2 losses. Pretty standard for this deck. See you in the next one.